People who've never been to Fatima are always surprised at what an oasis this is in the middle of Indianapolis. It's so convenient. We're right off the 465 circle.
It's sort of like, wow, this is such a gem that I keep coming back to experience and explore and discover.
When you pull up on the grounds at Fatima, you're kind of in an oasis.
You just don't think you're going to see a wooded, trailed area. There's this sense of beauty that it's just not sidewalks and streets.
I feel warm walking in just to this basement and to this building. Having places where you can feel really safe is really important.
It's a safe haven no matter what your problems are or what your joys are. It's a place you can bring any of those things and just be yourself.
When I come to Fatima, I really look forward to it because the energy and the environment here, and I just feel at home.
Fatima was built as a women's retreat without any debt in the 1950s, created for a group that really needed a place of rest. Today, Fatima may meet the needs of different populations, but the staff here is always reading the landscape to determine who is being pushed aside, whose voice needs to be heard, or whose needs need to be addressed. And so they are constantly evaluating and responding to the needs of the world and our community.
And I marvel at some of the stories of the early years, particularly when I came across the quarter bank that Father Moriarty gave to all the women that were associated with Fatima back in 1963 when they were moving from Raymond Street to here, so they could all make a contribution to this house. To me, it is reminiscent of the kind of sacrifices all of us are asked to make for the things that really matter to us, and particularly for the things we want to be here for the next generation.
As a volunteer, I've been fortunate to work with many different people in the kitchen. The camaraderie, the sense of purpose that we all have, it just feels like, yeah, today I truly am the hands of Jesus.
The food's amazing. Gosh, the ice cream, don't ever get rid of the ice cream. I love that. Yeah, it's like a good home-cooked meal.
The food is fantastic, you know, the rooms are lovely. And the last time I was here, there's a lot of stuff going on at work and in the world and in our country related to racial injustices and racial inequities. And my job is all about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so to this trauma for myself and for so many people around me, I could leave, I could unplug and slow down, get the spiritual guidance that said, I hear you, I see you, I know. Come and rest and be still and know that I am God. I think it was really sort of my own healing that I experienced. And this was a sacred place to be able to do that, and always has been. Always has been.
I have witnessed so many people come to Fatima that have felt broken and hopeless, no relationship with any kind of God of their understanding. And I have had friends that have attended Fatima that have passed away, one from cancer, two of them from drug overdoses. And when I come back to Fatima, it's like, this is the grounds that we met on. This is the grounds that we've been vulnerable, that we've connected. And a piece of them is still here. This place means the world to me. And they've moved on in life and are no longer with us, but they are still here. And when I come here, I get, it's almost like a tribute to them.
I know in today's reading, they talked about Jesus left the apostles and went away to pray. You can do that here at Fatima. You can just drive up the drive, park your car, and go for a walk. You can come up here and just walk around these 13 acres of Fatima land, or you can go and sit in the chapel. Just having the solitude and the quiet and the tranquility.
The high school programs, when they're here for almost a whole week, sometimes you just see a new spark in somebody that you know it's hitting them.
So a lot of the opportunities that Fatima has for middle schoolers, high schoolers, college students, a lot of those potential retreatants find out about these opportunities through their schools.
It was something that you couldn't have looked at me and known that I needed, but it provided it for me. I think that if you really get down deep to it, I think it's really hard to deny changing lives as being one of the most important things.
It's while you're here, while you're on a retreat, you just sort of sit in a silence. It really allows you to let go of everything that's out in the outside world, just settle in at Fatima, have this experience, open up to whatever God is showing you while you are here.
And that's one of the key reasons why I keep coming back, because it also helps me just as much as I think it helps the other person too.
So many people, when you come to the bigger gatherings and everything, will thank you profusely. The high school kids will clap for you and everything as volunteers. And yet I always leave feeling like they did something for me. And I think that's the greatest feeling.
And for the staff that continues to carry on the work of the Holy Spirit.
They provide comfort, and they are very hospitable, like asking if everything at the retreats are going okay. Is there anything else that we need?
If they're here, it's a mission and a love in their heart, not just a job.
Consistent, compassionate, curious especially about what my needs are as a retreatant.
I have seen people leave here with feeling restored.
We need your help to keep Fatima going, because Fatima is one of the better things that are in our lives.
Thank you very much for giving back to Fatima.
I'm so grateful for all you've done for Fatima.
Our Lady of Fatima happens because people make it happen. Staff, volunteers, benefactors, friends of Fatima, people who had a great experience here and want others to have that same experience. Well, that can only be possible by people stepping up and offering their assistance. And whether that's assistance in volunteering or whether that's assistance in bringing their group here, remembering Fatima as an option for them, whether that's signing up for the various programs we offer throughout the year, or whether it's through making a contribution, an annual contribution, a monthly contribution, or remembering Fatima in their will. But Fatima is here today because people in the past made sacrifices so that we could have a retreat house in this archdiocese. I invite you to come back to Fatima often, to continue to join us in what we do here, but know of our great gratitude for the gift that you are to Our Lady of Fatima Retreat House. Thank you.